England's Ashes hopes are hanging by a thread, but all is not yet lost. The pressure is on coach Shaun Wane to make some daring calls for the second test against Australia. His initial gamble on Hull KR's star, Mikey to unlock the Kangaroos' defense didn't pay off, and now Wane faces a critical decision: stick with his original plan or drastically change course. But here's where it gets controversial. Is changing the halfback pairing mid-series a sign of weakness, or a necessary adjustment to salvage the Ashes? Wane's decision to drop Harry Smith for the Ashes opener and pair the informed Super League Grand Final MVP, Lewis, with captain George Williams seemed logical enough on paper. Lewis was riding high, and his dazzling performances for Hull KR had everyone believing he could bring that magic to the international stage. However, the Williams-Lewis partnership struggled to penetrate the formidable Australian defence. If they failed to ignite in Liverpool on Saturday, Wane's Ashes dream could be over before it truly began. After the 26-6 defeat at Wembley, Wane lamented, "Our last plays disappointed me most. They outkicked us." It's unusual for any team to outkick Wigan player Smith. Lewis, while showing flashes of brilliance, couldn't consistently trouble the Australian backline with his kicks. Ironically, the most effective attacking kick came from replacement hooker Jez Litten, a 40-20 when England were already trailing significantly. And even then, a fumble by Williams near the line quickly turned into a dangerous counterattack by Reece Walsh, highlighting the fine margins at this level. Williams, mirroring Tyrone May's successful role for Hull KR, focused on defending the right side, often alongside Lewis, while also roaming the field seeking openings. Unfortunately, Wembley proved to be a fortress for the Kangaroos. Despite Williams and Lewis combining directly several times in the first half, more than many modern halfback pairings, they failed to replicate the electrifying moments that carve through Super League defenses. Williams himself acknowledged, "We had 4 or 5 incidents when we had them in areas to punish them and didn't. It's small margins." England are back in training, knowing they must find a way to unleash their most potent attacking weapons at Bramley Moore Dock. Herbie Farnworth, a world-class centre, was often left scrambling defensively, tackling any green shirt he could find as his teammates struggled to keep up. Farnworth emphasized the need for cohesion, stating, "We've got some class players, it's just about getting on the same page." Wane typically prefers a reliable, experienced hooker to start, but he might need to sacrifice veteran Daryl Clark to bring Smith into the fray. Since moving Jack Welsby to fullback after the 2022 World Cup, Wane has experimented with various combinations of Smith, Williams, and Lewis, often using Lewis as an impact player off the bench. He might consider starting Litten at hooker and unleashing Lewis to inject spark into the attack from dummy half or left-sided halfback. And this is the part most people miss. Could this tactical shift be the key to unlocking Australia's defense, or is it simply a desperate attempt to change things up? However, altering a halfback pairing mid-series is usually seen as an admission of failure, or worse, panic. The inability to settle on a consistent halfback partnership has plagued England and Great Britain coaches throughout Australia's era of dominance. It's often compared to the knee-jerk reaction of firing the England football manager after every World Cup disappointment. The statistics paint a grim picture. No halfback pair has started more than 6 games together since March 1994. Following Shaun Edwards' final test appearance, Great Britain struggled to fill the void, cycling through 21 different halfback pairings in 13 years. Between the 2000 and 2013 World Cups, England or Great Britain averaged a new partnership every 2 games, with few lasting longer than a series. Tony Smith, for example, used 8 different pairs in just 13 games, making it impossible to establish a creative connection. Aside from injuries, the constant changes reflect the depth, or lack thereof, of British talent. When world-class halves like Edwards and Andy Gregory or Bobby Golding were available, they played. When there was only one standout player, like Sean Long in the mid-2000s, he was partnered with various players. This pattern continues with Williams under Wane. Even successful club partnerships have often been overlooked. Danny Maguire and Rob Burrow played only 3 tests together in the halves, and Kevin Sinfield made 15 appearances for England at standoff, but never alongside his dominant Leeds teammate. It seems almost unbelievable. The constant shuffling of halves led to a confusing array of names, creating instability and hindering the development of a cohesive attacking unit. Steve McNamara finally settled on Sinfield and Ringy Chase for the 2013 World Cup, while Wayne Bennett, despite using 9 halves in 9 different partnerships, stuck with a consistent pair for each tournament. Wayne has followed a similar approach and will be hesitant to deviate now. Another option for Wayne is to drop out-of-form fullback Welsby, whose limitations were exposed by the Kangaroos, and replace him with Alex Brimson. Wayne realizes that his creative department needs adjustment, just as much as his aging forward pack needs refreshing. All is not lost, but something has to change. Great Britain lost 15 consecutive Ashes matches up to 1988, then won 9 of the next 30. Since then, they have been defeated 13 times, by an average of 18 points. Club call: London Broncos. While promoted clubs are scrambling for Super League talent, London Broncos unveiled Regan Campbell-Gillard at their rebrand launch. The new ownership group clearly sees London as similar to Melbourne before the Storm's rise. Gary Hetherington insisted, "This is not a vanity project. We want to create something different, be part of the entertainment business." Foreign quota. France secured their World Cup spot, while Greece relegated Italy. Italy will be replaced by Germany. Ireland lost to Wales. These nations are building towards the 2030 World Cup, which the NRL wants to host in the US. Goal line dropout. Mark Nawaqanitawase made his Kangaroos debut, becoming only the 4th Australian capped at Union, Sevens, and League. He found the professionalism and intensity similar to a Wallabies tour. 5th and last. Despite the availability of elite sport, London needs a winning team to support. England has consistently lost within the TFL network. Yet, the Wembley crowd was the largest Ashes attendance ever in England. Australia hasn't lost from Wembley to Watford since the 1995 World Cup. Wayne rightly called it torture. So, what do you think? Should Wayne stick with his original plan and give Lewis another shot, or should he make a bold change and risk admitting defeat? And is it time for England to prioritize club combinations over individual talent when selecting the halves? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's discuss whether Wayne's loyalty is admirable or detrimental to England's chances of reclaiming the Ashes.